Okay, so this is the third video in the Turnitin Rubric series, and here's a few things that you might need to know. So we have a title at the top. If we click onto it, we should be able to change the name of it. So let's give this a level 4 criteria. Okay, you can see that I've filled in all the relevant sections. You can move it across if you want. You can see where all the bits are. If you still need to add some more, you can always click on those plus buttons towards the top. Something that's worth remembering is when you click that plus button, it'll add another row or a column at the end. You can't actually insert them anywhere. So it might be that you need to make allowance for this when you're originally creating it. Otherwise, you might need to jiggle the descriptions around. If you need to slot something in, you might need to copy and paste them down a line or up a line. Again, you can always add these percentages in. So if you wish to add percentages, just clicking the button, it pops them in. Sometimes these can be a little bit difficult to work out because if the overall assessment is 100%, then is this 25%? And then in that case, what would you give for a first for 25% of the mark? Is it 70% of 25%? So yeah, it can get a little bit confusing. Some people prefer to put marks in if they know that they want to give a particular mark for each one. This removes it from either the headings or the scales. It actually puts it into that box itself. So it might be that you want to work out marks for each of the scales then. Or it may just be that you want it to not have any mark because you might give it an overall mark, for instance, and so each individual part might not be broken down. I usually find this the easiest, but it's totally up to you if you want to work it out at those figures. One thing that you must remember to do, and do it often, is you've got a save button down in the left-hand side. So always remember to click that save button. And you'll notice that as soon as it's saved, it'll grey it out, which means that it has been saved. If, however, you do make any changes to any of these criteria or any of these titles, that save button will pop back up again so that you know that you need to save it again. If you try to close the page or go back into Blackboard while you've still got this rubric open and you haven't saved, it will prompt you to save it. If, however, you do just close down the tab, for instance, you will lose what you've done. So do click that save button often. You will need to make use of it. Okay, so we'll move on to the fourth video, and if you want to return, and I'll take you through how to export and import.